The year was 2016. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Iran, his first trip to the country as Prime Minister. And there he talked about dosti. It was an interesting choice of word. Dosti means friendship in Hindi. Dost means friend in Farsi. That's the language spoken in Iran. It tells you how similar the two cultures are. But similarity does not guarantee a lot. The proof is what happened the next year. In 2017, Iran's supreme leader was delivering his annual Eid address. He spoke about Islamic struggles worldwide, and among them, he named Kashmir. He said Iran should help Muslims in Kashmir fight off the oppressors. Not very dost-like, was it? But it sums up the relationship between India and Iran. So much shared history, so much in common, yet one that blows hot and cold. Why is that? Time for a flashback. Let's go as far back as possible. To around 3000 BC, both India and Iran had their own civilizations. They mingled a lot. In northwest India, you had the Kuli culture. They made special types of boxes. Those same ones can be found in Iran's Susa. You also had the Indus Valley civilization. Their coins have been excavated in multiple Iranian sites like Kish, Susa, and Ur. It confirms that there was a lot of trade. India bought silver and lapis lazuli from Iran. In exchange, we shipped ivory. But these civilizations would not last. Around 2000 BC, new settlers arrived from the north, the Aryans. They used to live in Central Asia as nomads, but soon they split and migrated. One group settled in the Iranian highlands, the other poured into the Indian subcontinent. Same people, two routes. But why did they leave Central Asia? The answer could lie in religious texts. The Indian Vedas talk about a flood of water. The Iranian Avesta talks about a flood of ice. Chances are it's the same thing. And in case you're wondering, the Avesta is a religious text of Iran's Zoroastrian religion. It used to be the state religion of Iran, but when Islam came, it faded away. More on that later. For now, back to 2000 BC. India and Iran were now home to people from the same family. So more mingling happened. The name India is derived from Persian. In Persian, the Indus River is called the Hindu. Some tinkering followed, first by the Greeks, then Latin and English. So finally, Hindu became India. Similarly, Iran has Sanskrit origins. It is derived from the word Aryan. And the similarities do not end there. You have very similar gods, the same focus on fire and sacrifice, even the same myths and stories. Despite all of that, Iranians and Indians became two distinct people, and that's what time can do. Then came the age of empires. Around 500 BC, the Achaemenids ruled over Iran. Indian envoys were present at their courts. Some parts of India were ruled by the Achaemenids, like Punjab. Many Indians also fought in Persian armies. Then, in 330 BC, Alexander arrived. He defeated the Achaemenids and marched into India. Back then, the Mauryan dynasty was in power. Its founder was Chandragupta Maurya. He had great ties with Hellenistic Iran. That's what Iran was called under Alexander and his heirs. You may have heard of Megasthenes. He was an envoy from Persia to India. Such exchanges continued for centuries. India sent spices to Iran. In exchange, we got gold and silver coins. Of course, there was overlap as well. India occasionally controlled places like Kabul, Kandahar, and Sistan. These became meeting places. Indians and Iranians would mingle here. They would exchange ideas, religious teachings, and poetry. Many Indian rulers also traced their origins to Iran, like the Ranas of Udaipur and the Pallavas in southern India. Then came Islam. In 650 AD, Arab armies invaded Iran. Slowly, the people were converted to the new religion. Iran gradually became a Shia Muslim country. Years later, India too was under Muslim rule. First, under the Delhi Sultanate, then under the Mughals. Two empires came to dominate both countries: the Safavids in Iran and the Mughals in India. Both empires were contemporaries, meaning they ruled at the same time, and their relationship was complicated. I'll tell you a story. In 1540, Mughal Emperor Humayun was defeated in battle. He lost his empire to an Afghan general, Sher Shah Suri. So Humayun was left homeless. He tried getting help from Sindh and Marwar, but no luck. Then in 1544, he reached Iran. The Safavid ruler welcomed him in court. He also offered him help. So with Iranian support, Humayun set off. He took back Kandahar, Kabul, Lahore, and finally Delhi, and this saga had major consequences. While in Iran, Humayun was floored by the culture. He loved the music, he loved the architecture. So when he returned to India, he brought back Persians. Dozens of them accompanied Humayun. They got plum jobs in the Mughal system. In fact, Persian became the official language of the Mughal court. Ordinary Indians could not speak it. They did not even know where Persia was. Yet it became the court language. Poems and biographies were written in Persian. But coming back to the Safavids, why did they help Humayun? Good old foreign relations. Despite being contemporaries, the Mughals and Safavids did not fight a lot. I mean, they had reasons to. They shared a border. They belonged to rival Islamic sects. Yet, not many wars. The reason was strategy. Safavids faced a pressing threat to their west, the Ottoman Empire, so they could not afford wars in the east as well. The two empires also had a common enemy, the Uzbeks. All of this kept the two from clashing. They did fight occasional wars over Afghanistan, but mostly it was calm. And when the British came, it was too calm. They cut India off from Iran. So centuries of exchanges came to an end. Something similar happened recently. A foreign power came in between India and Iran, that is the United States. Now, India and Iran had different colonial experiences. Iran was cut up by two powers, Russia and Britain. India was fully under British control. Their freedom movements also looked very different. After the First World War, Russia left Iran. Britain tried to hang on, but in the end, even they pulled out. London supported a new ruler in their place, Reza Shah Pahlavi, a soldier turned king. But India had to wait longer. Independence would come after the Second World War to India. And along with it came a massive change. India was partitioned. Muslim majority areas became Pakistan, so India lost its border with Iran. The two countries were now separated by a third one, Pakistan. And not just geography, ideology separated them too. Iran Shah was a Western ally. He joined America's Central Treaty Organization, sort of like a West Asian NATO. And that put him in the same group as Pakistan. They became allies. India, though, was non-aligned. It was closer to the Soviet bloc than the West. So India and Iran were distant, but never acrimonious. And there were many reasons for that. India was a big supporter of the Arab world. Jawaharlal Nehru was a great friend of Egypt's Abdul Nasser. And this spooked the Shah. He looked to cultivate his own alliance, which led him to Pakistan. In fact, Iran was the first country to recognize Pakistan. The Shah also visited Islamabad in 1950. He came to India only in 1956. He tried to assure Nehru that his choices were strategic, that his policy was not targeted at India, but no luck. The Shah supported Pakistan in two wars, the 1965 one and then again in 1971. In the first war, 1965, Iran safeguarded Pakistan's air force. So New Delhi was wary. Things would improve only in the mid-70s. India was then a growing economy. It was also buying a lot of oil, so the Shah thought, let's turn things around. He hosted Indira Gandhi in 1973. And the next year, he visited India. The main reason was business. Back then, India used to buy 17 million tons of oil, out of which 10 million came from Iran. So the Shah wanted to keep his customer happy. But soon he was toppled. The Islamic Revolution swept across Iran in 1979. India was indifferent to it. But in the 1990s, both sides came together again. They found a common cause, Afghanistan. Pakistan had cultivated the Taliban in Kandahar, a Sunni radical group. It turned out to be a headache, a big headache for both India and Iran, so they found themselves on the same side. They backed the anti-Taliban Northern Alliance. Today, there are many points of convergence. For India, Iran is a window to Central Asia. It can bypass Pakistan that way. It also offers India strategic depth in West Asia. If not, New Delhi will only have Arab friends, friends who have military ties with Pakistan, which is not a good idea. And for Iran, India is a huge market. We used to buy a lot of oil from Iran, almost 500,000 barrels per day in the last decade. And India too offers Iran strategic depth. In the last few years, Tehran has cozied up to China. Beijing is investing $400 billion in Iran. That sort of money can throttle you. It can reduce your autonomy, which is why Iran is keeping its options open with India. So where does this relationship go next? We'd say that's up to India. In 2019, we stopped buying oil from Iran. The US had put sanctions on the Iranian regime, so we decided to stop buying. Maybe that was unnecessary. The Iranians are a proud people with a proud past, much like India. You can't blow hot and cold with them. They need proper commitments. And that's the only way forward. India and Iran may share centuries of history, but today's Iran is very different. So shared history won't count for very much. What will count is strategy.